crying little.
Yoga.
Hi guys, I don't think I've spoken at all during this vlog. There's some welding going on outside, so I keep trying to start speaking when they take a break, but their breaks are so short. Bear with me. Anywho, I have no idea what date it is today, but it's towards the end of October. And I said, let me just come and speak. You must hear my voice in the vlog, you know what I'm saying? So, I just washed my hair and I'm about to go out and buy supper because I have a group discussion really quickly, so I just want to go and leave, and it is like 5 p.m. and I've just finished washing my hair, and with my hair type it will not be dry by morning, so I'm going to do what I can. The main reason for me going out to buy food is, yes, I need to eat and I don't have time to cook, but really I need to expose this hair to this Ngara sun, so the drying time can be faster. If push comes to shove, we'll use the blow dryer in the morning because it needs to be ready for church tomorrow. So yeah, just thought I'd come and say hi. Thank you for watching this vlog so far. If you've reached here, remember to subscribe if you haven't, like this video if you haven't already, comment, drop something in the comments, and nini ingine, share. Ukifika mwisho, share. Yeah. I made this logo because we have a trivia month at church this month of November, and one of the tasks for your Bible study is to create a logo for your Bible study, because it's a Bible study competition basically throughout the month of November. It happens every year. It's an annual thing. So my Bible study is called Rehema, and being the only designer there, I was tasked with coming up with a logo. So I don't know how I feel about it. It's giving, initially it was giving hospital. I don't know. But basically what it is, what has inspired all of this is because when you think of mercy, right? Rehema, for those who may not know Swahili, is Swahili for mercy. So when you think of mercy, and this is something not only I think of, but I asked a bunch of people and they told me the same thing. They think of hands, either hands asking for something or hands giving something. So that's why the hands are like the focal point in the logo. And then, being that it is a Bible study and understanding that we are only able to show mercy as a result of that mercy which was shown to us by Christ through his sacrifice on the cross for us and the blood that was shed for us, then without his act on the cross, without his blood shed, we wouldn't have, a blueprint for mercy. So it's a result of his blood, which is why, I used the blood splatter at the back and the theme color for red. What else? Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like the hands could look more African, but I've tried brown shades on these hands and they're just not giving. So I may or may not change that. Let me just send this to our Bible study leader, see what he says, and then we'll figure it out. But it looks better than it did last night. I literally did not sleep last night doing this, and then by the time I had reached where I'd reached in the morning, I hated it. And so I took like a few hours break from it, came back, and this is better. Yeah. Hopefully nobody texts me while I'm filming this. Hello, I am back. It is the same day as the day you've seen the logo as the last clip, literally like 20 minutes later. My Bible study leader likes the logo. And I feel like this always happens. Like the logos that I doubt, the logos that I'm not feeling, are the ones that are always just mind-blowing to the people who I'm making the logo for. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about the creative process a little bit, just because this, like I mentioned, like I haven't slept because I was working on this, yeah. And I'm just thinking, ningelala tu, because literally by 7 a.m. in the morning, I was like, I'm not using this. So I'm like, if I would have slept, then I would have still had to go through that process of creating that one that I didn't like. And it would therefore delay me getting to this final one. But at the same time, I'm also thinking maybe if I would have slept, I wouldn't have taken the path that I took last night, and I've just gone straight into the one that I've taken today. I will never know. But it just got me thinking about how creatives, man, like, I don't know. It's being a creative is actually a burden. I don't know if that sounds ungrateful, but it can be a burden sometimes. And as much as it is a blessing, in as much as it is a characteristic of God, the creator of literally everything, whether directly or indirectly, it's an attribute of God that I pride myself in sharing, that I pride myself in being allowed to share in. But sometimes it can be really stressful because I don't know, I'm just tired. I'm tired, and it's like, okay, I'm done with this one thing, but now I have schoolwork to do, and then I have this other thing to do, and I'm just like, I may not sleep again tonight. Anyway, I still have to go to church tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not gonna forsake the gathering of brethren. Y'all know. I don't know if I said this on YouTube or on Instagram, but if you follow me on both, then you know I have a tendency to fall into that. So I'm really fighting it. Let me tell you, I struggled with it last Sunday. Kidogo sikuwa niende kanisa. But I was just like, come on, Melissa. Come on. But yeah, I might not sleep again tonight and get work done, because I have a mood board to create for my photography class. I have 2 posters to make. I finished this logo. Hopefully they don't want edits. What else do I have? I have, oh my gosh, I have a whole illustration assignment to come up with. I have character designs to do by Monday. It is Saturday, almost 3 p.m. Listen, and these character designs have to be digital and like a turnaround. Like, it's not just, ooh, I don't even know how to explain that. Yeah. Mayore, I know you have experience with not sleeping for 3 days straight. Please send tips. Send tips because that might just be me this weekend. Yeah. Also, today is the 5th, and rent. Where's the rent? Oh my gosh! And the if have you ever seen my nails looking like this? Ever. That's how you know. Listen, the state of my nails and the state of my hair will tell you if I'm okay. Clearly there's an issue. We shall conquer. Imagine we have no option. We shall conquer. All this is temporary. Yeah. And my father is the owner of everything, so why should I worry, I shall not be embarrassed. I cannot be put to shame. It is actually impossible. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. I will try as much as possible to look into the camera and not touch myself because I'm using my front camera. What was the last clip you must have watched? I believe it is the Darubini extended reality exhibition, clips from there. I didn't really get time to talk about this yesterday, in as much as it was very fresh in my mind yesterday evening while I was at the extended reality exhibition. I'd actually gone there not really to experience the VR or the XR, but really to attend a workshop that was being held by a guy named Adam. I've forgotten his second name. I got into the space where the workshop was being held, yeah? And so Adam was to take us through his creative process and how he came up with, the extended reality that he came up with. And also to just tell us a little bit more about what he does in, the creative industry. So as I was sitting there on the sofa and I was waiting for, guys to come, as usual, Kenyan timing, it started late, so I didn't even show up early. But it still started like 30 minutes after I arrived. As I was sitting there, I was just observing the people who were already in the room as well. And reality kind of hit me in that moment. And as I was looking at the people who are seated there, and connecting their appearance to the appearances or the characters that I see at art shows and design shows, consistently. Not everybody, but the majority of the people that I see at these creative get-togethers are people who make me worry about my future in the creative industry, because they don't look like what I want to look like when I am their age. And so it kind of made me, I don't know, it like a harsh reality sort of dawned on me while I was sitting there and just observing the people who were in there. Because the people who were in there were mainly photographers, video editors, visual artists, guys who are creatives in the tech area. So when I say that, I mean like guys in virtual reality, guys in augmented reality, guys in extended reality, stuff like that. Digital art. That's the name, digital art. Animation, stuff like that. And I've just noticed a trend. And one of the people I had gone for the workshop with actually told me, don't judge a book by its cover. And I learned that when Dennis Muraguri walked in. And I know it's not like Dennis is wealthy in terms of finances, but Dennis has gotten so much exposure and he is in a better position than most artists are in Kenya. And so I know Dennis is doing well in terms of art, but you'd look at Dennis and think he's a mess. Like, you wouldn't think he is an international artist. You didn't think Dennis is an internationally recognized artist just by laying your eyes on him. You'd think this is somebody who is super broke, has no direction in life, and yeah, this is not to offend him in any way. I am a big fan, he knows that, but I think he's a good example of discouraging people from judging a book by its cover. But that isn't to say I should ignore what I clearly have been seeing consistently at these art shows, at these exhibitions, at these design conventions, at these workshops. I'm seeing people in their 30s javing to exhibitions. I'm seeing people in their 30s who are not driving. I'm seeing people in their 30s who have drug addictions. I'm seeing people in their 30s who seem intelligent, who seem smart, who say all the right artistic things and have the artistic vibes and the creative vibes, and you'd hear them talk about art and design and you'd just be like, wow, this person is so intelligent, but their knowledge is limited in that field. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm trying to communicate something and I'm not communicating it well. Basically, even just seeing the look, like there's a specific look that we creatives, I've noticed, have. We tend to look very laid back, very chilled, and it kind of, I don't really see myself there. I'm not saying I'm not a creative, I am. That's a gift from God. And it's something I cannot fight. I've chosen not to fight. I can fight it, but I've chosen not to, because I understand that I was created to, do it, to partake in it. And it's an honor, it's a blessing. But I go to these things and I don't really see me, like the creative I want to be when I get to the age that these people are at. Like, it's nice to hold these events, it's nice to hold workshops, it's nice to hold exhibitions, it's nice to interact with each other. But I feel like at the end of the day, a lot of us in the Kenyan industry, are really not doing well. Whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, whether it's financially, Like, I feel like we have so much fun at these shows, but we're not, like, a lot of us really are not well. We say all the right things, we throw out all the right terminologies, we marvel at what, we think we should marvel at. That's also another thing, because I don't really like hating on art, but sometimes I see art pieces and I'm like, and I see other people marveling and I'm like, really? I don't know. I just think, one, I don't think I fit in. Because I don't have that chilled, laid back attitude, that, lifestyle. Because in the Kenyan art industry, there's a heavy use of drugs. That's one. There's a lot of immorality. That's two. Yeah, and those are things I genuinely have no interest in, and so that's one of the areas where I feel like I don't fit in. And even in my way of dressing, like, I don't even know how to describe our dressing style, but it's like I'm seeing a consistent type of theme arising in creatives the more I attend shows, and we're kind of all just starting to have kind of the same feel, every single one of us. And I'm just like, I don't fit in. I feel like I've said that like 5 times right now, but I genuinely feel like I do not. Like, when I'm there, it doesn't really hinder me from interacting with guys, from participating in conversation, from asking questions, from learning, from networking and stuff. But I can clearly tell, like, yeah, my mindset is not where yours is. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, what was I saying? I have a lot to say, but it basically just got me really worried about my future. I don't want to be 35 and taking a mat to my exhibition yet. I don't want to be 35 and carrying my art pieces in an Uber, to exhibitions. I don't want to be selling one art piece for 400k once in a year. That's not a good life. It's not. And I asked Adam a question along this thought, and I asked him how he sustains himself in, just being a creative. And I was comparing his extended reality exhibit to, a fine art exhibit. And with a fine art one, there are chances of your art selling and you going home with a good amount of money. But when it comes to stuff like VR, animation, XR, AI, but you're not selling your reality, during that exhibition. You're literally just showcasing it. And it's like, how do you sustain yourself financially? And so he told me a lot of them actually use these, exhibitions to market what the other things they do. So you'll find some of them actually are employed, but for the ones who are not, they have like their own type of businesses, whether it is in the visual arts, whether it is in design, whether it's in another creative space. And so these exhibitions for them are really platforms for them to market these other things that they have alongside, their 3D creations. But he did talk about how sometimes companies like Meta will scout for creators like him and take them through fellowships. Sometimes they'll be given grants to create work and stuff like that. But he was like, that's like once in a blue moon, you know. So it's not something to bank on. So it really got me thinking, and also just meeting Dennis and realizing how he doesn't just sell his art pieces. He has badges, which I have one. He has art prints in several sizes going for, you know, selling at different prices. He has merchandise like tote bags, you know, pouches, stuff like that. It's not just his woodcut prints that he does for exhibitions that he sells. It's not just his sculptures that he sells. I feel like as a creative in Kenya, you cannot just stick to one thing. I don't know if this applies to the rest of the world, but for sure in Kenya, you cannot survive under a niche. You can't. And this is actually a conversation I was having with my illustration lecturer, and yeah, she was like, if you actually want to eat, if you want to put food on the table, you cannot just stick to one thing. You have to be multifaceted. You have to be, you know, a multidisciplinary creative artist or designer, you know. And it's like, dang, this life is hard. But I'm so glad it hit me early. Yeah. Kind of. While I was seated during the workshop, I don't want to say I pitied the people who were there, but I was like, where you are, I do not want to be when I get to your position, basically. And it kind of scared me, but a good scare, which has led me to rethink things and want to do better, be better than what I have been seeing. Yeah. Yes. And I'm not saying there's no hope, because I have very practical examples. There is Patrick Kinuthia. He is a fine artist, a painter to be specific. He's somebody I've interacted with over a long period of time, and I can say he is doing well. You know, being the sole provider of his household and just seeing the lifestyle that he lives, I'm like, he is successful. But then again, Patrick Kinuthia is a believer, right? And I feel like that has played the biggest role in his success, because his life is yielded to God. So him being in the art space and succeeding in what he is, you know, doing, has to be a result of him being obedient to God. He must be working in line with the purpose that God created him for him to prosper. Because I feel like that's the most guaranteed, that's the most sure bet way to prosper in this life. Do what God created you to do. You will never lack. So, yes. I could use him as an example, but I can't without, you know, considering the fact that his life is submitted to God. So that plays a big role. A lot of local artists do not have their life submitted to God. So maybe some of them are in the industry and they're not even supposed to be in the industry. So of course they'll struggle, because you're not doing what is naturally yours to do. Anywho, I hope I'm in line with the will of God. I really hope, and I hope I always will be until the end of my days. So I think that's all. I think that's it for now. This is a Bible. This is a Bible. A Bible. This is a Bible. A Bible. This is a Bible. This is a Bible. What? Hug.
Hit.
Nyongwa. Nyongwa. Nyong.
What's happening in CBD side?
Theft. Stab.
Chocolate.
Just say the word.
Smuggling.
Mugging.
Soma kijana, masiku zilibadilika. Soma kijana, masiku zilibadilika. Wazuri wazidi kuzaliwa na dunia nayo yazidi haribika. Wazuri wazidi kuzaliwa na dunia nayo yazidi haribika. Soma. Pray on, being passed away. Bim, 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 bim,
From there to there to here. It's giving very much restaurant, but yeah. So I got shears from Think Twice at 150 bob today, as well as curtains, but I'll show you the curtains in a few. So I'm putting up the shears, realizing they are way too long, so I will get them trimmed at school. But yeah, it looks really good. I like it, Picasso. Let's put up the curtains and see how those look too. So I put the black curtain in, and it is way too long as well, so I will get both of them trimmed. It's not giving the gathers the way I want it to give the gathers, but it is well. We have a curtain here, and we thank the Lord. So yeah, progress, guys, progress.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Musungu Emmanuel. At the University of Nairobi, taking international relations and French.